Hello everybody and welcome back to the Brickazoid's Den. October 30th, I didn't miss a week this time, or 3 weeks like last week I did. Yeah, so I'm glad to be doing this hopefully weekly from now on, because next week we do have another episode coming out. I don't know which episode it is, or which episodes they are, but episode 6 is coming out next week. But we're here to talk about episode 5, which had Fixing Frobo, and also Anne-sterminator in it as well, which was those are these are pretty good episodes, honestly. This is some of my favorites, I think, of the season so far. To be fair, there's only been 5 episodes, so makes sense. But yeah, I'm really excited to get into this one. Like I said, thank God I'm able to do it this week, because I don't want to keep doing 3 episodes after like 3 weeks of time. That's a little too much, but anyways, we'll get going right into the episode right now. Alright, so starting with Fixing Frobo, which is like our segment A of this episode here. We kind of open up with Anne, Hop, Pop, and Sprig going on Anne's laptop to go look at the internet, and they decide to watch cat videos. Polly bursts into the room saying she has fixed Frobo. Frobo has been fixed, which is a great thing, because of course Frobo was destroyed during the fight with King Andreas. So they all enter the garage and see a bunch of like cardboard and like I think it was like a washing machine or something, all placed on top of or on the bottom of Frobo's head is on the top, and Polly tries to power up Frobo by plugging in, I don't know, plug him in basically, powering him up. Frobo starts blasting lasers everywhere, and there's this kind of like running joke in this episode of Anne's dad just having like the worst day of his life. And it's so sad because Anne's dad is great. But basically Anne's dad, he gets like a new delivery of like a new video game controller or something, and it just gets blasted by a laser. So that was really sad. They all almost die from the laser beams, and then Hop, Pop, and Anne agree that that Polly needs to wait till they get back to Amphibia to try and fix Frobo, because it's a little too dangerous to do this on the human world. Anne tries to give Polly a creepy teddy bear instead called, I think is it Teddy Lumpkins, I think? I don't know. It was freaky. Very, what was that episode of Gravity Falls? Seuss and the Real Girl, I think. Yeah, with the animatronics at the end, yeah. It was like, it was freaky. Anyways, Polly asks to use Anne's laptop, and then we go kind of cut to nighttime, and Polly is still trying to fix Frobo. Polly uses the internet to hopefully learn some way to actually end up fixing Frobo, which, of course, the episode title. Found a way to sneak that one in there. Polly finds a video about robot builders and how to build a robot properly, and there's a montage of Polly fixing Frobo. It doesn't really work, and then Polly gets on a video chat with the IT Gals, which is the YouTube channel that Polly watches to figure out how to build robots. And they say they see Frobo in the background and are like amazed by it. Polly explains that she is only using TV remote batteries, and the IT Gals tell Polly to use a battery that could be inside an animatronic toy, like a teddy bear, or Teddy Lumpkins in this case. So Polly, before that, the IT Gals warn Polly about how dangerous her robot is, but Polly doesn't really seem to listen much. So Polly takes Teddy Lumpkins' battery, and Hop, Pop, and Sprig are watching movies in the other room, and Polly goes over to go get him. The group yells at Polly for disobeying them and saying, "Why are you fixing Frobo right now? It's way too dangerous." And then Polly powers on Frobo, which causes the whole house to start losing power after she shut the door, or whatever, locked. I guess it was locked because they couldn't get in on Anne, Hop, Pop, and Sprig, so that they couldn't stop her. It's a very, very supervillain Polly episode. And then once the house starts losing power, Anne's dad is playing a 10-hour boss on a video game, and his power goes out. It's horrible. This is terrible. This is like evil Polly right now, because poor Anne's dad, I don't know his name, he's not having the best day here. Frobo comes back to life, and Polly introduces herself again, but Polly isn't authorized as a user of Frobo. So Frobo flies into the sky looking for a better view on where he is at and on Earth, but he's a villain. He's like villain Frobo, evil Frobo. Frobo's boosters fail, and Frobo starts falling with Polly on the back. Polly tries to get Frobo to remember her, and a tear falls into Frobo's like engine core, whatever, I don't know, which makes him remember about Polly, and then Frobo comes back to life. Good Frobo, which is good. Frobo puts Polly in like his stomach washing machine looking place, so Polly will be safe. As they crash to the ground, Frobo basically died again, but then we learn that the head is still alive, which is always good. That means Frobo's still alive. And then the IT gals inspect Frobo's head because they're so surprised by it, and then basically Polly and the IT gals have a conversation about like what they used for Frobo and like the parts that he has. And Anne, Hop Pop, and Sprig think that they should have educated themselves like Polly, but instead decide to continue watching cat videos. Anne's dad shows up and sees his destroyed backyard, and then we cut right there. So yeah, I mean, this is a fun episode. It was good to see that Frobo's back alive again. And the whole joke of Anne's dad, just like nothing's going right for him. It's sad, but it is pretty funny, and I feel terrible for him. But, yeah, I guess we'll go to Anne-sterminator now. Alright, segment B of episode 5 here. We have Anne-sterminator, which is definitely the bigger episode of this season. Bigger episode of this episode. Bigger segment of this episode. More important, I guess, because this is going to set us up for most likely the rest of the season, I would say. So we open up on the city, and the first Frogbot that had landed on Earth, who is now on, like, the top of a large building, so he can't be seen, was able to fix himself with different Earth machines. That was a little rhyme there. I didn't even plan for that. Anyways, he has like a nail gun attached to him. He's got like a construction arm claw. I don't know. He had some other stuff on him, but he's like a saw leg. Like one of his legs is a saw blade. Anyways, King Andreas calls in and calls the Frogbot Cloakbot, I believe. So I'm gonna call him that now because I don't want to keep calling him the first Frogbot that landed on Earth. You know, I don't want to call him that. Continue. That's a little long. So we'll just call him Cloakbot. King Andreas asks if Cloakbot got his book, which was from episode 1, I think, that King Andreas wanted this book from a series that he had. And Cloakbot was able to get book 3, not book 2, so King Andreas is all, mad about that. Anyways, Cloakbot now has 1 hour to destroy Anne or Cloakbot dies, or he detonates, explodes. Cloakbot detects another Frogbot, which is active again, and of course that's Frobo from last episode. So that, yikes, it becomes a problem very quickly, as you'll see in this episode. Frobo is watching TV with Hop Pop, Polly, and Sprig, along with Anne's family, while Anne is kind of doing like chores around the house, which is cool. Anne's parents notice how responsible Anne is being and talk about how truthful she has also been, but Anne hasn't told her parents about everything that happened in Amphibia, and like King Andreas and Sasha and Marcy, and how Marcy died and all this different stuff. She never told them. So now she is ready to tell her parents. She talked to Sprig, and Anne's like, all right, I'm ready to go. I'm going to go talk to Mom and Dad about this whole situation, because it's kind of a lot to talk about. It's like, you should have probably told them. But anyways, just as Anne is about to say it all, just say all the stuff, Cloakbot shows up and attacks, breaks through their window, and the group hides in Anne's mom's workout room. The workout room is full of mannequins of Anne dressed up differently, because Anne's mom was obviously like flipping out because, it was months since Anne was gone. They made like a joke that one of them was dressed up as a doctor, and Anne's mom's like, I can dream, and Anne is like, it doesn't really seem like you're proud of me, or I'm living up to your expectations, whatever. Because she wants Anne to become a doctor, which is funny. But anyways, Cloakbot comes in again, and Cloakbot is confused about about the amount of Annes there are in the room because of all the mannequins. So Cloakbot ends up just hitting one at random, or not random, but hits one, and then it repeatedly beats it into the ground outside because it smashes through the wall and lands in the street. Anne and her parents notice. And then we cut to like the Cloakbot destroying the mannequin as the whole group drives away in the car. Cloakbot follows behind, and the group drive on the highway as the Cloakbot continues to follow them, using his like saw blade as a wheel, basically on the street. Cloakbot and Anne basically play tennis after Anne thought of the idea to try and hit the Cloakbot with a tennis ball, but they play a match of tennis basically. It's pretty good. Cloakbot. And Anne's dad makes a comment about Anne's form during tennis, which is funny. But anyways, Cloakbot blasts the car with his nail gun, and Anne's dad takes like an exit, and the Cloakbot is then run over by the car. So we think he's gone, but he's not. Anne's dad pulls in under the bridge, and then the Cloakbot cuts right through and jumps down and lands near them. Anne's dad backs into the junkyard where the group is able to hide, and then Anne's parents ask about the robot trying to kill them all. Good question to ask. Anne and Anne's parents kind of have like a little bit of a fight, and it seems like Anne's dad is convinced that he must help Anne, but Anne's mom doesn't really seem completely convinced. Because Anne, I mean, to be fair, Anne did lie to them, so. Anyways, Anne sees a bunch of junk in a corner. Well, it is a junkyard, which Anne's mom uses to make an Anne mannequin. And then Anne's mom, we revealed that Anne's mom is able to make an army of Anne mannequins very quickly, which is good. Cloakbot is distracted and blasts them all, while the rest of the group comes out and starts beating them with different pipes and crap. And then Cloakbot hits the group away, kind of does like a spin move and blasts everybody away. And then Cloakbot is able to grab Anne, while Anne's mom comes in with like a sledgehammer-looking thing, I think. It was a sledgehammer, I think. And just starts beating the crap out of it. And then we basically have like a quick little moment where Anne and Anne's mom have a fight with the Cloakbot. Cloakbot gets ready to self-destruct. Anne's calamity powers kick in, which is cool to see again. We haven't seen that since episode 1, I think. And Anne kicks the Cloakbot into the sky, where it detonates, and they don't actually die. Why do I keep rhyming today? Oh my god, this is like the second time. I swear this is not scripted. Anne gets extremely tired, and she ends up falling asleep on the drive back home. Anne's mom seems to accept what the planters are saying about Anne and how Anne has been doing good. And then we end the episode with the FBI seeing a photo of Anne playing tennis with the Cloakbot on the highway. So that's definitely going to lead to something. You know, that's a pretty big thing right there that the FBI saw it. This is very, like, kind of Gravity Falls, sort of. With, like, with the agents that came in about Stan Pines and the Mystery Shack and whatever. I gotta rewatch Gravity Falls. I love that show. Anyways, alright, so that was pretty much it for this one. Great 2 sets of episodes. Episode 5 was a really good one, and I liked both segments. Of course, Anne-sterminator was a pretty big segment, and this is the last episode of for October, and then we'll move into November, which, man, I don't think they've shown anything else after that, because there's only going to be 4 episodes in November, because that's just kind of how the days line up. So I don't think they've shown anything else, because I don't think they've gone into the month of December, and I don't know if they're going to cut or anything after a certain amount of episodes. They're going to do, like, Season A and then Season B later. Or Season 3A, Season 3B later. Kind of like what Owl House is doing, although that's another thing. I wish Owl House... I don't know. I hope Owl House gets revealed of when Season 2B comes out, but that's alright. I can wait. I'm good with that. I'm just super excited for Owl House Season 2B. But anyway, we're talking about Amphibia. Yeah, so they've revealed the November episodes... And I think it goes up to 4 episodes, and then there's probably going to be December episodes is my guess. I just don't know if there are going to be, because I don't know when they're going to make, like, the cut for Season 2A, Season 2B. Anyways, if you enjoyed that video, do the common YouTube stuff, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys later.